Well, hello, my abundant healers. Happy Monday. Welcome. I am super excited to have you here today. We are continuing our promotional series for the Abundant Healer 90 Days to Scale Your Practice Online, which is again currently open for enrollment. This is our last month of enrollment promotions that we are doing for the course in this season. And that means that we have been doing a 4-part video series so far. And this is all leading up to a challenge that we are offering towards the end of this month. And it's called 4 Steps to Money Mastery Challenge. You're going to love it. But before I tell you more about the challenge going on, I want to dive into our topics for today's video. And if you don't know me, my name is Brianna McWilliam. I'm an author, educator, Reiki practitioner. I am also a creative arts therapist, and I've been in the field for about 13 years now. And I am wild about helping other therapists, coaches, and healers learn how to scale their practices online so they can start calling in the clients and cash flow that they want, all without salesy gimmicks, piecemealing a bunch of different programs together, or struggling with tech overwhelm. And so the strategies that I use in my program to help you scale are the same strategies that I used in my practice to start bringing in up to $10,000 per month in online revenue as a therapist, coach, and healer. And so what we are doing this month is I am sharing a 4-part video series with you, just dropping some amazingly rich content on you and also promoting our challenge coming up. So I'm going to tell you more about the challenge, but today we are going to talk about 5 steps to reclaiming your power and taking life by the balls. And so I find that when therapists, coaches, and healers join my community, in particular the online private Facebook group for the Abundant Healer 90 Days to Scale Your Practice Online, they are usually interested in learning how they can scale their businesses in a way that is soulful and really authentic to their message. And so it's kind of as if when that happens, it's like they're entering into a sort of professional adolescence again. There's that same sense of insecurity and curiosity, and there's an intensity of emotion that gets stirred up when we decide to make radical changes in the way that we see ourselves in the big picture, in the way that we practice, in the way that we talk about what we practice, how we practice it, and why. And we tend to kind of second guess ourselves and become kind of fearful to jump and or take that leap of faith. And so if you think about it, when we are in a period of adolescence, we tend to think we need permission to see the world and our future in the way that we want to. We spend a lot of time trying to earn the right to our abundances. And we kind of wait around for someone to allow us to express ourselves and just be who we are, warts and all. In the meantime, we're also exploring all of that. But the thing is you don't have to wait for permission anymore. That doesn't have to be your story. You don't have to wait around before you start seeing and believing that you can have that life of your dreams. And I would think of that as a life full of authenticity and honesty and spiritual resonance and financial abundance. But you have to be the one who's willing to make that first move and take that first step and jump without looking, right? See the world as round and then know your place within it. And so really only you can give yourself permission to live the life that you were meant to live, the way that you were meant to live it, to honor your heart song and just belt it out from the mountaintop, to speak your truth, express your creativity, and expect to be loved out loud for it, to tell things the way that you see it, because nobody else could ever be the expert on your lived experience and the way that you are vocalizing these things. So stop asking permission. And then you realize that the only authority with any power in your life is you. So I'd like you to take a deep, spacious breath and say it with me. I don't need permission. I do not need permission. And I understand that this might be easier said than done. And you might find that these words, I don't need permission, get caught in your mouth or in your throat. And there are often many reasons for that. So today, I'm going to walk you through a 5-step exercise to help you reclaim your power and your personal authority so you can take life by the balls. So the first step is you want to claim your present state. So I would recommend that you sit down with a paper and pen and write a first-person narrative describing everything that is going on in your life right now. everything that is going on in your life right now. Treat it like a letter to your best friend. What are you struggling with? What are you wondering about? What are you hoping for? What do you think about just before going to bed? What are you working towards? What motivates you? What inspires you? How do you see yourself in 5 years? What about in 10 years? Okay. What's going on for you right now in all dimensions of experience? So you're going to, step 1, claim your present state. Step 2, formulate the question. Now you may have many questions, but we're going to focus on the question. And the idea is that all of these things are inevitably rotating around an essential theme for you, an essential quandary that you may have. So after writing this letter, notice if there are any problems or themes popping up for you, and pay special attention to where you feel held back or caught in some kind of repetitious cycle. Because whenever we are feeling stuck or stagnant, it's usually because we are wrestling with this thematic question that we have. But it is a question that we probably have not quite yet articulated or formulated for ourselves. And questions are really signposts that point you in the direction that you want to go before you even know what you want half the time. So you really want to take a look at what is the biggest question you have right now. So step 1, claim your present state. Step 2, formulate the question. Step 3 is identify the fear. So once you have identified that thematic question for you, write it down and read it out loud. If you had the answer, what would that mean? How would you act upon it? You don't even have to know what the answer is, but if you just had that answer, how would you act upon it? How might it change things for you? How does not having that answer hold you back? Again, you don't even have to know what it is yet. And so what do you believe about yourself and your current circumstances that prevents you from taking action without this answer? What are you afraid would happen? So step 1, claim your present state. Step 2, formulate the question. Step 3, identify the fear. Okay. And step 4, name the desire. Now, behind every fear, there is a deep desire. A desire is the wellspring of your inspiration and your conscious action, whereas I believe that motivation stems from fear-based place and survival impulses. So if you were not worried about surviving, what would you want? So in other words, if all your debts were paid, if you had an abundance of love, friends, money, cash flow, time on your hands, what would you do next? What would you do for fun? How would a sense of generativity and legacy influence your decisions? This is really reflective of that unburdened desire, and that is an illustration of your innermost sense of purpose and well-being and alignment. Okay. And the last one, step 5, you're going to take the next step. So once you have named that desire, the next step will just appear, no matter how small or illogical it might seem. And so the more you talk about what you want, the more your friends, family members, colleagues, coworkers, and the like are going to hold you in their thoughts, and they're going to start collecting resources for you, making suggestions, establishing connections, sending you emails, maybe helping you to go in unexpected directions. So I want to give you just a personal example of this. I wanted to take my son on a mini beach vacation for his spring break, but I wasn't sure that I could find something affordable at the last minute. And so that day, when I was scrambling around trying to come up with plans, a resort discount offer popped up on my Facebook feed, and it was one of those fast action things. You had to act now. So I bought it before I knew the dates were available, called the company, and it turns out that they weren't. So I spoke to a customer service representative and got my refund. That made me kind of bummed out because I thought, oh, here's this great opportunity, but it didn't work out. So in kind of a low mood, I then went and saw my friend after that, and I told her about what happened. And then she lit up and she said that she and her partner had just finished renovating their beach house, and they were planning on inviting me and Aiden to spend a weekend with them. But it just kept slipping her mind to invite me out there. And so in the end, of course, I agreed to go to the beach house, and I got what I wanted. So not only were we going to be able to go and hang out on the beach for a mini vacation during spring break, but we were going to be able to do it for free and with friends. So it's important to realize that sometimes those next steps don't appear logical, and they don't even appear in the way that you think they would. You just kind of have to get some momentum going. So If I hadn't purchased these unavailable resort tickets, I wouldn't have been bummed out enough when it didn't work out to tell my friend why I was upset, and she might not have remembered to invite us to her beach house precisely when I was looking to go and have that vacation. So I would like you to think about these 5 steps and start to implement them today so you can start to conjure that thematic question for you, become knowledgeable about the fears that may be motivating you as opposed to the desire that may be inspiring you. And once you're able to tap into the desire that inspires you, then those next steps will flow, even if they are not logical. Okay. And if you're interested in exploring more practices and processes like the ones that I shared with you today, I'm going to invite you to do this free training that we are offering at the end of this month. And it is in promotion of the Abundant Healer 90 Days to Scale Your Practice Online. And this challenge is called the 4-Day Money Mastery Challenge. And it is how any therapist, coach, and/or healer can quickly and easily become a money magnet in as little as 4 days, even if you are drowning in debt, have a tendency to moralize money, numbers overwhelm you, and you hate budgeting, kind of like I did. And so in this 4-day challenge, we are going to look at a new definition for money mastery and how to create a meaningful money map. We are also going to look at 3 damaging myths about money and do a guided meditation to clear your energetic blocks around abundance. We're also going to do a 4-step focus wheel for mastering your money mindset and turning on the cash flow. This is going to help us dig deeper into your fears and point towards your desires. And lastly, on the 4th day, we're going to do a practical step-by-step live group coaching call to help you take your digital platform from unnoticed to unforgettable. Now, this is a special bonus that is valued at $500. So we're going to get into a group space together, similar to the way we do through the Abundant Healer 90 Days to Scale Your Practice Online. And it's basically going to be a strategy session to help you answer some of your most burning questions about marketing and how to call in more clients and cash flow into your practice and your digital platform. Now, I highly recommend that you sign up for this challenge because that's going to give you access to the Zoom room where you can come in and ask me direct questions about how all of the content from this challenge applies to you personally. And I also recommend you join by desktop because then you can share your platforms with me and I can give you more direct feedback. Okay? So the whole purpose of this challenge is to give you actionable next steps on how to start calling in more clients and cash flow into your practice. And so really, if you are sick of struggling with money and your mindset is stuck in scarcity attitudes where you just can't seem to get ahead, this challenge could be the best investment that you make in your practice this year. And did I mention it's free? So I highly recommend you sign up. There is a link to register in the caption of this video, and I look forward to seeing you there. And remember to stay tuned to your inbox because we're going to continue to be doing live streams like this, dropping super rich content on you, and also more opportunities to register for the challenge so that you can get into the Abundant Healer 90 Days to Scale Your Practice Online with that early bird rate. All right, I look forward to seeing you again.